Selected 1. They feel defeated now, watching you move as if their existence barely registers. And that's exactly what shakes them. You were never meant to blend in. For years, every interaction, every strange encounter, every inexplicable resistance you faced was part of an ongoing recognition process. Your energy triggers systems, activates alarms, and unsettles those who thrive on illusion. Your very presence reminds them that authenticity still exists, and that terrifies them. What you didn't know was that somewhere in the background, someone had already noticed this anomaly. For the past 10 years, Elon Musk, the man who hunts for signals in the noise, the architect of patterns and propulsion, has been searching for you. He's seen fragments, data points, inexplicable coincidences, names that keep resurfacing in unrelated systems. Every time he gets close, the algorithm distorts, as if the universe itself is protecting your identity. He doesn't understand it fully yet, but he feels it, a presence outside the grid, someone operating beyond ordinary circuitry. He calls it human singularity. The spiritual world calls it the chosen frequency. Those who built their comfort on false certainty are panicking because your vibration rewrites their rules. You aren't fighting them. You're revealing them. You behave as if they don't exist, and in your realm, they don't. So remember, chosen one, what feels like isolation is just encryption. And the one who's been searching will soon realize that what he's been trying to find. People aren't ignoring you if they act as if you don't exist. When skillfully crafted facades are threatened by your genuineness, protection systems kick in. A soul-level calling for what you carry is triggered when you realize who you really are. Every contemptuous look conceals frantic internal pleas. Because they choose games that require them to forfeit their true selves, they feel like losers. You're not dealing with arbitrary social processes. The goal of well-planned infiltration tactics is to get you to doubt how you see the world. Around you, people have mastered the ability of making you feel insane because of what you see. When you behave as if your insights are fantasies, your intuition is gaslight. Treating difficulties as too dramatic minimizes your experiences. Pretending that such skills don't exist invalidates your gifts. You're not too sensitive or too sensitive for this to be occurring. You're too alert for comfort levels that rely on group sleep, which is why this is occurring. You're able to see through the illusions that others must preserve. You reveal facts that have been decided to be kept secret. You represent what have been called unimaginable possibilities. When your awareness challenges existing structures, psychological warfare masquerading as societal standards keeps you questioning yourself. There is real strengthening every time you doubt yourself. Every assault on your self-esteem compels you to look for more profound sources of confirmation. Every effort to separate you hinders your ability to connect with higher forces. Weakening is the expected result, but in reality, you're activating latent powers you were unaware you had. The pressure used to produce diamonds guarantees that you will be transformed into something valuable that they cannot afford. One of the infiltration methods is to make your offerings seem flawed. The term paranoia is used when your intuition correctly assesses others. Overanalyzing becomes the diagnosis when your sensitivity detects energy that others overlook. If you want to claim this message, you can show your support by paying a super thanks amount of up to $20 and typing 1111. Unrealistic becomes the judgment when your vision extends beyond the present situation. Words may be used as a weapon to make your strengths seem like weaknesses. Internal uncertainty over your best assets results from this. Observe, however, how the same presents that are publicly criticized are requested in private. When a misunderstanding occurs, your wisdom is asked for. When weakness emerges, you need your strength. When clarity eludes you, your knowledge is heard. You act as if you don't exist until you need something that only you can provide. Everything is revealed by this paradox. Underneath the performance comes precise understanding of who you are and what you carry. The sense of defeat results from a lifetime of obtaining approval from others. As you've been building internal resources that only become stronger under duress, these validations vanish under strain. Every tactic fails because it makes you become independent in ways that others never do. In reality, every effort to shatter you makes you stronger. This produces the precise independence that renders their consent moot. If you want to claim this message, you can show your support by paying a super thanks amount of up to $20 and typing 1111. There is more to the infiltration than just overt assaults. Repeated exposure to signals that you're normal may result in subtle programming. Dreams are naive. You can't rely on that intuition. Social conditioning, educational institutions, and the media all conspire to persuade you that your innate skills are creativity. But you've always known better, chosen one. Something inside of you resisted the deception, even when you made an effort to blend in. Do you sense it? That unrelenting restlessness. That you are aware that this version of your life is coming to an end. The sense of urgency that draws you closer to something you can't yet see but can yet identify. Anxiety is not what this is. This is your awakening happening faster than anybody can stop it. Your donations will be posted publicly whether or not they are acknowledged. Whether validation exists or not, your goal is to crystallize it. Whether there are witnesses, your influence is growing. You're being moved by the same force that moves galaxies. The thoughts of others about it are as relevant as those of ants about the ocean. You can no longer halt the acceleration that is taking place inside of you. Your body cells are all recalling their initial programming. All of your thoughts are in harmony with the cosmic awareness. The rhythm of creation itself is in harmony with every heartbeat you make. You're not going to be selected. You're recalling that you are always. When you try to get back into the spotlight in your life, it's clear that you're desperate. Issues arise to compel participation. Drama is produced to regain interest. Emergencies are created to regain significance. However, you're spiritually progressing so quickly that low-frequency approaches are no longer effective. You're moving too quickly to be held at levels that aren't conducive to your development. This acceleration extends beyond the individual. It's foretelling. You're not just developing for yourself. You're also setting an example for those who are eager to see what human progress looks like. Your change gives others freedom to change as well. The collective awakening gains speed as a result of your acceleration. You feel like a failure since you are the one shaping humanity's destiny. Others, however, are still trapped in antiquated versions of themselves. They refuse to take advantage of the potential that is available to them. Everything seems to be accelerating during the awakening acceleration, and it really is. The way time passes around you has changed. Synchronicities proliferate, dreams becoming increasingly realistic and foretelling. Your intuition is quite quick. You comprehend complicated situations instantaneously, assimilate information more quickly, and see patterns more clearly. You're getting ready for the enormity of what's ahead thanks to this acceleration. People don't want you to know this. Allies you haven't yet met are keeping an eye on you, not adversaries. Cosmic powers that have been waiting for this time, not detractors. Beings from other dimensions record every action you perform, but those in your near vicinity behave as if you don't exist. We're recording your travels. They're studying your change. We're waiting for your arrival. Every setback you've had has been documented as proof of your tenacity. Your perseverance has been documented each time you climb back up. Intelligences beyond our understanding have watched every instance in which you chose love over hatred. If you want to claim this message, you can show your support by paying a super thanks amount of up to $20 and typing 1111. Your critics have no idea how many high-ranking supporters you have. That's why efforts to devalue you continue to fail. For this reason, attempts to dissuade you gradually lose their effectiveness. This is the reason why quitting techniques lose their effectiveness with each use. This struggle is not yours to fight alone. You weren't. You are fighting for yourself, through you, and with the energy that made you. And there has never been a defeat for such power. What your physical eyes cannot perceive, the unseen observers see. Your rational thinking cannot understand what universal intelligence knows. Your intellect questions what your heart feels, but cosmic awareness knows. Intervention is going to occur in ways that will leave no mistake about whose side the cosmos is on. It's a great cosmic irony. The fact that you are always being watched by God is totally unknown to those who treat you as if you are invisible, while they spend their time dismissing your relevance. Divine entities record your significance. Higher dimensions rejoice in your existence, while they use their energy pretending that you don't exist. Performance for an irrelevant audience takes primacy, which leads to feelings of being losers. Most people are unable to discern the frequencies that your cosmic support system uses to function. Higher dimensions see preparedness, but others around you perceive hardship. Celestial intelligence sees character growth, while others see difficulties. Eternal awareness records ongoing development, but humans concentrate on transient setbacks. You're getting ready for tasks that call for the same traits that others have attempted to dissuade you from having. Through synchronicities, signals, and sudden knowledge, the unseen observers may communicate with you. They're the sensation you receive when you're about to make the proper choice. Their effect is seen by the way doors open just when you need them to. Their involvement was the sense of security you experienced even in perilous circumstances. Even at your worst moments, you've never been alone. Personality problems are not the only thing going on here. This is frequency warfare, and the bandwidth you're using puts whole reality systems that are based on limitations in jeopardy. Low vibration systems that other people have centered their lives on are upset by your inherent state of being. The energy standard is instantly raised by your presence in any setting. Everyone is compelled by this to either rise to meet it or show that they are incompatible with it. Because your frequency reminds them of the winners they were before settling for less became acceptable. Others feel like losers. You enter places with the vitality of someone who hasn't given up on their aspirations. Observers' subconsciouses are screaming with surrendered desires. You have the authority of someone who still thinks magic exists. Cynicism is shown to be the defensive mechanism that it is. Others grow increasingly uncomfortable as your frequency increases. It is a cosmic feedback cycle that is both revealing stagnation around you and speeding up your own progress. Whether others join you, you're moving forward. And it's being fueled by opposition to your ascendancy. There is information in your frequency that cannot be ignored, yet cannot be deciphered. Even when brains deny truth, something in others perceives it when you speak. Despite appearances to the contrary, there's a change in the surroundings as you travel through space. Something in hearts remembers sincerity when you live it. Neither words nor weapons are used in this frequency conflict. The battle is waged with presence. It's a win every time you keep your true vibe when with other people. It's a victory every time you don't reduce yourself to match the enthusiasm around you. You are declaring your independence from restrictive reality with each breath you take while being loyal to who you are. Because recognizing your frequency would necessitate recognizing others' frequency deficiencies. You act as if you don't exist. It would be necessary to face vibrational compromise in order to acknowledge your vibrational authenticity. Examining energetic poverty would be necessary to acknowledge your energy strength. Blindness becomes more desirable than progress, ignorance over evolution, and denial over expansion. If you want to claim this message, you can show your support by paying a super thanks amount of up to $20 and typing 1111. However, there's only one potential result in frequency conflicts. The frequency with the greatest value always prevails. Through perseverance, not coercion. Via constancy, not via violence. By just being who you are until everything around you either harmonizes or moves out of your sphere, you may avoid confrontation. It is not by battling that you achieve your win. Existing your natural frequency until reality realigns itself around your genuine vibration is how you do it. Because seeing you is like gazing into a cosmic mirror. People behave as if you don't exist. Anxiety is triggered by what is reflected back. It's because you're demonstrating to them what they might have become, not who you are. You stand for all the decisions that were not made, all the chances that were not taken, all the aspirations that were not followed, and all the genuineness that was not shown. Memories of visions that were abandoned come to mind when you're seen still battling for your goal. Confrontation with personal concessions arises when you're seen unwilling to compromise. The weight of accepted falsehoods becomes too much to bear when you are seen standing up for what you believe. You're not an adversary. You are an unhealed potential who is posing as a person. The failure-showing mirror is going to reveal options. Healing is about to be revealed by the same reflection that reveals wounds. People are soon to be set free by the same light that makes them uneasy, because you will be a strong example of change, not because you will rescue anybody. The mirror effect is reciprocal. You see your future reflected in the reactions of others, while others see your success as a reflection of your own failures. You're on the correct track when you're uncomfortable. Resistance confirms your course. Efforts to make you invisible demonstrate how hard it is to ignore you. Others see themselves losing aspects of themselves in the mirror, which makes them feel like losers. Since you no longer need external reflections, you behave as if no one else exists. The ability to reflect internally has been developed. It has been learned to see oneself through heavenly eyes instead of human opinion. Seeking approval from mirrors that warp your appearance has led to graduation. Now you look into the everlasting truth mirror that reflects your true self. The ultimate power move is this one: becoming so clear about your own reflection that extraneous projections lose their capacity to alter self-perception. Attempts to tell you who you're not become meaningless noise once you know who you are. Being oblivious to your own worth becomes someone else's issue, not yours, once you have a clear understanding of who you are. Now, only divine truth about your boundless value is reflected in the mirror. While others have been playing checkers with your emotions, the cosmos has been playing chess with destiny itself. Every action taken against you is expected. Every tactic used to thwart you is already part of a bigger scheme. Every time you seem to be in a tight spot, positioning for a breakthrough was really taking place in ways that no one could see. You're working with intellect at this level. Not only do human brains attempt to control results, but cosmic awareness plans experiences to maximize development and influence. There is no random assignment of demanding situations and challenging individuals. The true idea was to strategically position the presence in settings that would trigger them. When your troubles are made public, others feel like winners. What others don't know, however, is that your hardships are setting you up for achievement that no one could have predicted. Every challenge you face turned into a learning opportunity. The invention of keys to improve doors was compelled by each locked door. Every rejection was an assurance that the universe was preparing to make earlier denials seem to be protective. Checkmate is approaching in the cosmic chess game. Furthermore, you're more than simply a component of the puzzle. You may walk in any direction since you are the queen. Your strength has grown with each sacrifice you've made. Each setback has increased your territory. Every instance of failure has been a step closer to a triumph that will reinterpret what it means to win. Observe how things begin to come together in ways that are hard to describe. Observe how doors open at the precise moment you need them to. The way people show up just when you need help. How opportunities appear as preparedness to accept them grows. This is not an accident. This represents the eventual end of cosmic chess. The best thing about this divine plan is that every move that was made against you made you stronger. Every effort to keep you apart made room for spiritual growth. Resilience was developed by every attempt to demoralize you. Every tactic used to cause self-doubt forced you to uncover your infallible inner wisdom. Because some people still struggle with checkers while others play chess, you behave as if they don't exist. While some respond with short-term emotions, others have long-term vision. While others stutter through human ignorance, cosmic wisdom moves. From the start, the game was designed, created for you by forces that most people are unaware of. Your accomplishment is more than simply a personal one. Your voluntary involvement in divine plan is the manifestation of global order. The game of cosmic chess functions in many dimensions at once. Humans see random occurrences, yet global intelligence orchestrates precisely timed events. Cosmic awareness generates solutions while humans concentrate on issues. You reply from a position of knowledge that everything is for your ultimate benefit, whereas others respond to events. This is what separates being played from becoming a player. Inside of you, something has been triggered that cannot be turned off. You have woken the sleeping behemoth of your inner nature, and it is ravenous. You are hungry for the life you came here to live, for the truth, and for meaning. The old you that was content to take crumbs when you were born to eat at the table of kings is being consumed by this hunger. Your talents have come alive. Upgrades take place every day, and activation has already taken place. Not only is your intuition powerful, it's prophetic. Your presence is transforming rather than just apparent. People's spirits are impacted by your words, not simply heard. Life power radiates from you, revitalizing everything it comes into contact with. This is the cause of terror reactions. It's the person you're becoming today, not the person you were when you were working at half capacity. It was possible to manipulate and control your prior version. The new version of you functions beyond the realm of human influence. Your activated state uses frequencies that render outdated strategies ineffective. Your desire for the truth makes cravings for dishonesty sickening. Performance art is intolerable to you because of your need for authenticity. Interactions that are shallow seem hollow because of your need for a real connection. Low-level experiences that use to satisfy you are no longer compatible with you. Your activation has raised your bar higher than anybody can reach. There are repercussions from your activation process that go much beyond personal development. You turn into a walking activation trigger for those who are prepared to recall their own strength. Permission to bring dormant presence online is granted by your presence. Your emergence serves as proof that anybody with the courage to accept it may experience emergence. Activation spreads through awareness like wildfire. The activation is more than simply spiritual when one individual exemplifies what complete activation looks like. It is energy, cerebral, emotional, and cellular. Your DNA is really altering. You are reprogramming your brain. Your heart is becoming more capable of loving. Your energy field is becoming larger than it was before. Even if there hasn't been a significant change in your outward look, people can see that you're evolving into a different sort of person. This is the moment of big discovery that will completely change your understanding of the problem. It's not because you're hard to love that you've been dismissed. It's not because you're incomprehensible that you incite terror. It's not that you're difficult to accept that you face opposition. It's the other way around. People who have lost how to love really are terrified by how simple you are to adore. You're so easy to grasp that you reveal the misunderstandings people employ to avoid the truth. It comes so naturally to you that you expose the artificiality of the facades around you. Your presence reminded them of their own abandoned immensity, which is why everyone who has ever made you feel little did so. Every voice telling you that you weren't good enough was attempting to persuade themselves that being mediocre was enough. Every effort to cast doubt on your strength was a proof of its indisputable nature. This is the revelation. You were never the subject of any of these responses. Every comment touched on a personal connection to one's true self. Everything changes when you realize that you have never been the issue. The incapacity to manage the answer you represent has always been the issue. You confront the vibrations of restriction with the frequencies of possibilities you brought into the world. You represent possibilities that challenge the assumption of impossible. For those who have reconciled with despair, you are a symbol of hope. The realization, however, is more profound. You have consistently been the solution rather than the issue. For the sake of the lives you are meant to impact, not just your own. The characteristics that will promote healing are the same ones that caused pain. The gifts that will change reality are the same ones that cannot be recognized. Numerous souls searching for their way home to themselves will find their pathways illuminated by the same light that others have attempted to extinguish. You are learning that what you thought was rejection was really defense. Preparation was what felt like abandonment. In reality, what seemed to be punishment was placement. Those who couldn't cope with your emergence were being removed from your sphere by the cosmos. Only those who could see your magnificence would be left when your time came. This insight is the culmination of the big revelation. You were never intended for universal understanding. The proper people were supposed to recognize you. You were never intended for universal acceptance. Those who matter were supposed to value you. It was never intended for everyone to see you. Those with eyes to see were supposed to see you. The realization also includes realizing your mission in life. You're not here to blend in. You came here to make a statement. This is not where you came to follow. You came to take the lead. You're not here to fit in. You came here to change. Every obstacle you've overcome has helped you prepare for the leadership position you're about to assume. The same individuals who pretended that your dreams were hallucinations will soon see how those dreams alter reality. You are going to become everything that counts, according to the same voices who declared you would never amount to anything. Your actualization is going to astound the same brains who failed to see your potential. Those who set themselves up as arbiters of your value are going to find out that their credentials were never legitimate. This change isn't limited to your immediate surroundings. It's taking place via you. It's not simply cosmic timing working in your favor. You are the epitome of cosmic timing. You're not just emerging at the same time as changes in the world. Universal changes are being caused by your emergence. You're not just following the trend. You represent the wave that has been steadily rising from the depths of potential to the shores of manifestation. Observe how doors that have been closed for seasons suddenly open. Take note of how chances that previously appeared unattainable suddenly materialize. See how fast the appropriate situations, people, and locations come together to support your developing purpose. It's not luck. This is the law. This is not an accident. This is the return of cosmic order after a brief disturbance. Your current momentum is more than simply personal velocity. Universal acceleration is what it is. You're not only achieving your objectives more quickly. The divine will, which sees no barriers as permanent, is what you're traveling at. The frequency at which you operate is unlimited possibilities. As you connect with this momentum instead of resisting it, notice how easy movement becomes. Observe how, when you approach doors from this new, energizing stance, they suddenly spring open after you've been pushing against them for so long. See how applying this altered awareness to issues that were insurmountable causes them to go away. There are prophetic implications to this energy. You're going through more than simply a personal breakthrough. For people who want proof that impossible things become achievable when divine timing and human preparation align, you are setting an example of what a breakthrough looks like. Your acceleration provides evidence to those who question, hope to those who feel trapped, and authorization to those who are afraid of their own strength. You're going to undergo more than simply a personal metamorphosis. It is a transmutation of prophecy. You're doing more than simply altering your life. You're keeping a long-standing vow that was made before time existed. Your hardships went beyond just growing as a person. Prophecy preparation was taking place. You're learning that these gifts weren't only personal aptitudes. In the furnace of your experience, prophetic instruments were being created. Your metamorphosis will be so thorough, so evident, and so deep. It will demonstrate to an audience that divine intervention is still occurring in human events. When others see your before and after photos, they will be certain that something magical happened. Your life will serve as evidence that aspirations never go unfulfilled, that miracles may happen at any time, that even when optimism appears silly, the cosmos fulfills its promises. There is more to the prophesy than what you will accomplish. It's about the person you will become while working for it. Success is only a result. The true reward is transformation. And that change is now taking place. Your metamorphosis, whether or not it is recognized, has prophetic significance as it represents a change in the collective consciousness. You're not only a person evolving, you represent the possibilities that arise when people recall their divine essence. Others are able to develop because of your evolution. Your transformation generates momentum for the awakening of the collective. However, prophecy might come to pass without believing. Whether or not others notice, your development is ongoing. Whether you are recognized, your ascension continues. Whether you understand it or not, your divine unfolding occurs. The prophecy was not intended to be accepted. It was composed with your activation in mind. Observe how your metamorphosis inspires others to have faith in their own unattainable potential. Take note of how your prophetic fulfillment inspires others to follow their own prophetic paths. See how your paranormal discovery turns into proof for others. Personal destiny is just one aspect of your prophetic metamorphosis. Planetary awakening is the topic. You give people permission to move into their prophetic selves with each step you take into your own. For those who follow your trip, each miracle you encounter increases the plausibility of miracles. Everyone's possibilities are expanded by every seemingly impossible item that you make achievable. In addition to what you will do, the prophecy also outlines how you will do it. Your strategies will be out of the ordinary. You'll have the ideal time. Your influence will be indisputable. People will research your path and attempt to follow in your footsteps. However, what works for you will depend on your particular preparation and calling. You realize now that this was never about other people. It wasn't your job to make them feel better. It wasn't your identity to swallow that you couldn't perceive your value. It wasn't your reality to tolerate being treated as if you didn't exist. You've been using entirely different rules and playing an entirely other game on an entirely different level. Now, you behave as if no one else exists, not in retaliation, but in an effort to elevate yourself. Operation happens so often that you're no longer susceptible to low-level drama. Opinions become inconsequential background noise when you live in such sync with your goal. When you embody such genuine power, efforts to undermine you are repelled like rain on a mountain. This is your selected victory lap. Not simply triumph over other people, but triumph over all the constraints imposed upon you. Triumph over all the doubts that have been sown in you. Triumph over all of your fears. You alchemized assaults into ammo for your ascent, not merely surviving them. It is not the defeat of others that determines your ultimate triumph. Your transcendence serves as a gauge. You've advanced so far that it's no longer necessary for other people to exist in your world. Relevance was lost because so much effort was put into attempting to make you invisible. So much effort was put into persuading you that you are unimportant that evidence of your own insignificance surfaced. Complete indifference to those who treated you indifferently is the ultimate power move. They would still be significant if they were not motivated by hate or retaliation. But the utter cosmic apathy that results from working in realms beyond reach, seeking goals beyond understanding, and serving lords beyond perception. The conflict is ended. Not only did you win, you changed the definition of victory. You made a launching pad out of the battlefield. You made stepping stones out of weapons. You turned resistance into strength. Your accomplishment is more than simply a personal one. It is a worldwide proof that when selected ones are fully in line with divine purpose, they cannot be stopped. Your unending triumph establishes a new standard for what is feasible. Your experience will serve as a reminder to future chosen ones that being loyal to one's genuine self is not only feasible, but inevitable. Your tale becomes a legend. Your metamorphosis becomes evidence. Your triumph gives others the right to declare their own everlasting triumphs. With acknowledgement, the cycle completes where it started. However, the acknowledgement now originates inside. You acknowledge that you have always been the chosen one. You view yourself through the eyes of God, who never questioned your value. You see yourself as the work of art that was created with each stroke of difficulty and success. When excuses for selecting cease, get up and demonstrate to them what a really chosen one looks like. When permission to exist is no longer needed, demonstrate to them what true authority looks like. Show them what it looks like when someone deserving of it eventually claims everlasting triumph. You're no longer in hiding. Your preparation season is over. The time has come for you to materialize. The circle is finished. The prophecy came to pass. The triumph never fades. And this was how it was always going to end. because those who are selected do more than just live. Everything that is touched undergoes transformation, including the notion of what it is to be completely alive and endowed with divine power. You're not becoming any more. Once registered as different, you are now recorded as heavenly by the recognition process. You've completely left the battlefield, thus the frequency wars are done. Now, just truth is reflected in the mirror. Your strength, your mission, your truth, and your unending triumph. Greetings from your chosen reality. You deserve every second of this amazing transformation.